Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and everybody else in between, somewhere on the spectrum. Doesn't matter who you are, you're here to enjoy the night with us. We are the Knights of the Sound Table, and we're here to talk some things about you, me, D&D, and everything else on the table. Tonight, I have some amazing guests, some new faces, some old familiar. Some of them have been working in the background. We're as always going to give a call out to all of our staff and those that help. So today, staff that are giving assistance, Devil and Kai. Dev, please give yourself a little introduction and let's give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for putting in all the hours for these podcasts and recordings. Thank you. Dev, floor is yours.
Hello, everybody. It is me, Devil, yet again, as a background character this time, mostly silent. I do recording, very minimal bits of editing, and a lot of video gaming. But that's not a part of any content yet. It's always lovely to be here and listen to what everybody has to say. That's it from me.
And we're always honored to have you helping us. Feel free to chime in on any topic you feel up to. Like, you don't have to be quiet if you don't want to, but I always appreciate the fact that you're willing to keep a hand out in the back. Seriously. You're one of the greats, without a denial. And speaking of one of the other greats, one of the people that's been putting in some of the most amount of hours for some of our recordings for our content, somebody that I've come to see as a real good extension of my family and a big part of the luck roll gears to keep this machine rolling and not into a tree. Kai, if you would, please go ahead and take the stage.
Oh, but it'd be fun to drive us into a tree. Anyways, I'm
And
Tyler.
debatable.
I do most of the video recording. I do the editing, and I post everything onto the YouTube. So if you guys see random things that you ever think can be better, I'm always open to hearing things to make the experience for the audience that much better.
And your work does not go without notice or without the amount of hours of sacrifice. You and I are up usually late into the hours for me and part of your shift. In fact, you're even putting in hours on the clock right now to help us. And thank you for that. You help make a part of what makes our content so special. So, round of applause to you. Kudos. Thank you. And on some of our guests for this evening and some of the most lovely people I've had an opportunity to work with, both some recently and a little bit more of an extension. We'll start. Let me roll a dice, as a matter of fact, to see which one of you two, because really it's a 50-50 on how and why. We'll start with Faye. Faye, you are a new face here this eve, and I've had the wonderful opportunity of meeting you recently and playing D&D with you just last eve. So why don't you go ahead and take the floor and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hello, I'm Faye Moira. I play games and I make maps. That's about it.
It's not just
Yeah,
about it. But
that's
seriously,
not just
this is
about it.
you. Nah, you play a heck of a character. Your acting skills are definitely a choice, and the way that you behave when you're in character matches your character's disposition, 100%. Seriously, you're there's very few people that I've seen that are able to balance the difference between being a player and an actor at the same time. You do it very well. Kudos.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Anytime. Like, people deserve to hear the things that are actually, the accomplishments that they make versus everyone talking about all the negatives and the crap that they miss. At least that's my stance.
Appreciated.
Anytime.
I
And speaking of any time, we have a gentleman here who is with us anytime they are possibly available. In fact, they are currently on the go, don't you know? But they are here to share some time and stories. Ghosty, be my guest to take the stage and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, it's Ghosty again. I'm honestly a little awkward at first, in case y'all watch that first one I popped up in. But I've been, I'm a D&D player. Obviously, I do many tabletop games. I do many nerd hobbies from movies, comics, and video games. I also am working on a little side project. I'm trying to get back up started. It's going to be called Ghost Miniatures. I paint miniature figurines of a variety of sizes for commissions.
That is amazing. You'll have to make sure you give us some of your price breakdowns on the site so we can include it with some of our socials. And as well as you, Faye, we want to make sure that those that are putting in the time to try and entrepreneur for themselves have an opportunity to see their stuff seen and heard and potentially even purchased. So please make sure you get those to us. We want to make sure you see some traffic if possible. Okay.
Thank you. I'll put it in my socials.
Thank you. And thank you, Ghosty, for putting in the amount of time you do for your minis. I've seen some of your work. We've talked about some of your work. You and I have been sharing plenty of jokes and comments over the last week, especially since you started playing in one of my campaigns. It has been an absolute delight adding you to the team.
It's honestly, it's been one of the highlights of my last couple of months was joining you in Luckroll. I will be honest.
touches my heart. You have to get through all the fossil and bone for this old man, but it's there and it's beaten, man. Seriously, thank you. And thank you for being a part of today's podcast. So, I think we'll move on with a little moment of he, they, and everything else between. Since we called out our staff, we gave our intros, let's pop into our first topic of the day. The differences between role playing versus acting versus D&D. There are clear lines, and sometimes people just don't respect what they're supposed to be or do what they're supposed to when they're doing it in the order where I've basically have written on my paper because I kind of roll for that. We'll start. So, list of people will be going today, and I'll be talking to you one on one a little bit. And feel free to jump in on a group discussion if something calls to you. But, Faye, first, if you don't mind, what do you feel is that difference line for you when it comes to role playing as the person versus acting as the character versus how D&D puts you in that mindset? Where do you find the defining lines?
For me, the difference between role playing and acting, we'll start there, is the audience. Role playing you do for yourself. Acting you do for other people. Dungeons and Dragons is a collaboration of acting and role playing that you do as a team. Um, that's how I look at it.
Pretty clear. Pretty clear lines. You didn't have to put too much hard thought. I imagine this is something you've had in your mind for quite some time at this stage, then, all right?
I have been thinking about it for quite a bit. Um, you ran the question by me earlier today, and it's just been rolling around in my head all day. And that's what I've come up with is I think the audience and whether or not you are team building while you're doing it.
That does matter. So that you have a sounding board, right? The environment that you're working with will help you to kind of dictate some of the things, whether good or bad, that you work with.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can definitely respect that. Goodness. For me, when it comes to like this difference between role playing and acting in D&D, I usually tend to go after everybody else has. So I will give my perspective on this, but I really want to hear everybody else first. That way everyone's voice gets heard. Just for
that sounds like a
clarification, right?
plan.
Oh, yes, thank you. Ghosty, you're the next one I've got in my sights. I put the question to you, my friend. What do you find is the difference between role playing versus acting versus D&D, and where do those borders list for you?
So first off, I want to definitely back. They said like that was it was well put, and like couldn't argue that if I wanted to. But I will say there are like a few other nuances that like we can call them thin lines. Like you can see where role playing and acting and it's just it's a character that you are seeing yourself play. Now I would say, and this goes to a personal table that I had. I had a player. He was just a player. He wasn't there to commit to a character. He just wanted to roll some dice, do some combat. He wanted the role of the fighter. He wanted that role play opposed to be the Zolfos, the lizard folk. And where you would come into the D and D is where you really get that team building because when it's acting, you you kind of have there's a hierarchy of acting. There's you have your main character, they're going to have the main character energy, and then it's going to be where you fall in that chart on acting for the most part. So it's like I lost my train of thought. I apologize. Give me a second. And so yeah, you're splitting role playing act and that or if that makes sense.
Yeah, I can see where the thin lines matter because yeah, there's obvious crossover. There's moments where those twos interject, right? Like there's going to be, as I call them, like the ley lines of enjoyment, right? Because you have your moments where you're either in the zone as the character, you're in the zone as the player watching your character do this from a third party perspective, the back of your mind. And then there's the mechanical aspect of rolling the dice to officiate all those three. You have to have
Yeah,
that trifecta to get the full effect. But each piece does have its individual little pockets, some lines and rules and regulation. So I can appreciate your
yeah.
perspective on that. Thank you. Thank you. Kai, you're the next one on my site. Tell me, how do you, especially because you've done some editing and looking at games, whether regular speed, double, even triple speed in some cases, playing in games, learning to create some of your own campaign aspect stuff, where do you see these lines? Where do you see role playing coming in with acting? Is it very clear cut? Does D&D have this larger impact on it for you, or is that more of a it just kind of happens to be part of the aspect? What's your perspective?
In my mind, I kind of agree with Faye with the idea of those are very distinct things that can coincide with each other. Role play, at least in my mind when it comes to it, is a lot more just like between me and maybe a couple other people. We're just having fun, kind of feeling something out. Acting is very much like I know what I'm trying to do and I know the message I'm trying to get across. D&D is a whole other beast where you're having fun. If you're recording, like we do on this channel, then there's a little bit of those two being added in. But D&D is just a collaboration in so many other ways that it's its own whole beast because there's so many other layers to it. There's the audio, there's the visual, there's the storyline, and there is that big thing of how do we want to tell the story, um, and how are we going to make that happen that is not quite the same as like role play.
Yeah, I kind of see where you're coming from there as well. Especially when it comes to
My
like making sure you're in like the right vibe, right? Because it has to match what you're working on. Your people have to help create things with you for it to be a group effort. And D&D by its very nature is meant to be a group game. So
mm.
that has to take some precedent and you have to be aware of the group mentality. At least a little bit.
And D&D is a lot more reactionary. Everything is happening like one after another, so you're trying to learn how to take all of that all at once and reacting within seconds of each other. When it comes to everything else, you have that time between that you don't really get when it comes to D&D or any TTRPG.
Yeah, yeah, that's an aspect that sometimes is I think overlooked or at least not as seen in such a savory light compared to some of the more, fluttery, lovely aspects of D&D. Like I can use fireball and be the meme, or I can be the monk that does 5 rolls of an attack. Like some people get into the flash instead of what makes D&D what it is, at least from my perspective. So yeah, I see where you're coming from. For me on this one, differences between role playing and acting in D&D, I have a very unusual perspective when it comes to this, all right? I believe that acting is a part of your everyday life in everything that you do. I've said this before, that role play and improv is a part of your daily life, okay? You go to the grocery store, you have to make up what you need to the person at the counter, you're speaking to someone. You to talk to your boss when you're on the clock, talk to customers when you're at the the register or you're working in the back. You're required to, in the moment, day to day, second to second, be somebody, whether it's the person you are at home, the person you are in public, the person you are in a video game. These lines get so blurred so much that it can sometimes be really hard to maintain those nice little pretty bubbles we want them to be in. That's the complexity of D&D. You can get muddled but then have clarity. You can get convoluted but still have purpose. And for me, it's that fine line of what is too far and not far enough. You have to find, and I know they use this term a lot, the Goldilocks zone. But to me, it really is looking for that master blend, right? That mix between you have the smart ass and the really studious person who wants to do something good, the person that wants to cause chaos and mayhem, the bard. Like you have to have these things to make the group, because you on yourself just reading a book in a corner with a dice against the wall is pretty boring. The group is what makes D&D fascinating. The story is there as a vessel. It can be fascinating, it can have all these lovely little nuances, but if the people aren't bringing it to life, what's the purpose? Right?
Absolutely.
That's at least
Yeah.
my perspective on it. So take that with a
It's a
grain of
good
salt and a shot of
perspective.
tequila, if you will.
Oh, I'll take the tequila.
I think most of us would take the tequila.
No thought, just react. I heard that and was like, yes.
That's why I love this crew. We're literally built on the way we are. You don't have to hide who you are. You don't have to be something you're not. For a year with my former crew, I literally was required to be a character because anytime I showed who I was as a person, problems around the board. If I was the
Well,
character they wanted me to be, the performing actor that they wanted me to perform as, everything was great. But being here with you guys, getting a chance to open up and be a sarcastic jerk, but also talk, that is worth its weight in gold. And D&D is a vessel for just that sometimes, you know?
Absolutely. It's also made it to where is it has created moments where we've been able to grow who we want to be for our characters and everything else. It gives us all a chance to kind of like collaborate on what we view for ourselves and for our characters and the campaigns.
Exactly. To me, D&D is the greatest form of growing pains, right? Because not only are you required to feel your own emotions, but you're required to deal with a whole nother set of emotions and skills live with other people doing the exact same thing. You're all on a level playing field. No one's better or worse than the other. No one has any other advantage or disadvantage besides how you lucked out on the dice. It's just a purer way of entertainment, in my opinion. You don't have to worry about a director hounding you 12 hours a day to make sure that every tiny hair on fucking someone's chin's correct. You can just have fun. Blow bubbles out of your nose because of wild magic or something, right? Let loose.
That sounds uncomfortable.
I wouldn't know. Unfortunately, I'd learned about a dragonborn who had some issues with a water skin, but we'll come to that in a very, very soon segment, as a matter of fact, because we're going to talk about ongoing projects. That is our next big topic for the eve. And we're going to finish off with another game this eve, but we'll get to that when the time comes. For now, I want to remind everybody to listen to the podcast. Thank you for putting in the time to be a part of us, for being one of the people that listen to our camaraderie, listen to our humor, sometimes find it funny, or feel free to flame me because, hey, comments are comments and I'll enjoy it. Please hit me with it. But seriousness, thank you. All right, you guys matter. That's why we're putting this time in. To the big topic, ongoing projects. To those of us here that are doing various things, whether it's big, small, or anything else in between, I want to give you a chance to spotlight some stuff you're working on. So I'll open up the floor. We'll go one at a time, and then, of course, we'll have a lovely group discussion after. Faye, starting with you, what are some of the things going on with you, whether it's your life that you feel like sharing, your business, your entrepreneurship? Because I'm aware that you do all these various things online, but it's kind of hard to get a grasp of so much of it. So tell us, what do you have going on?
well, I dungeon master on Sundays and Tuesdays. I'm in multiple Dungeons and Dragons games. And I play 2 Dagger Heart games with the Dungeon Delvers. Um, I will I make maps, um, and, I sell them on my Ko-fi for $1, usually. Um, yeah, that's I have a lot going on, but there's really not a lot going on.
It's that blend, right?
Yeah, it's a comfy blend of busy chaos.
As it should be. Life by itself is chaotic in nature, so harnessing it to your advantage is the goal. And you seem to be hitting the pretty good lock on it.
Yeah,
Color me impressed.
thank
Seriously, if
you.
you feel like sharing like some of your artwork at some point, we would love to plug it. Like let other people see some of your work and let it shine. Absolutely.
Absolutely. I
Definitely. In
will.
fact, if you have one you're willing to share to the public, maybe we could talk to our editors and see if they'd be willing to kind of like pop a little visual up for part of it during the podcast, right?
Okay.
Perfect, because we're going to
Oh,
release this to YouTube as well. So we want to make sure you get a chance to let your star shine
excitement. All right. Thank you.
I'll be more than
anytime.
happy to show those because that
Anytime.
sounds fun.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of fun and games, Ghosty, ongoing projects with
Yep.
you. Various stuff you've got going on, games in your life, people you're having fun with, music you're into. Tell us, what have you got going on?
With Luck Roll, we did just start our series, soccer. Sorry. So I do have that coming out. I'm looking forward to all see what I can do with that the lovely character known as Sen Guy. He's actually, when I used him as an NPC in one of my personal games, he's very mixed feelings. I have a few players who hate him, a few players who love him. Um, so that's one thing I got going on. Another, I did just finish a pretty big mission on the subject of it. I did post it in Sporty same places. Feel free. Okay.
All right.
Okay. And I'm working on. Oh, I can't say working on. I'm in the I'm in the working on phase to get to working on. There we go. For an actual website for Ghost Adventures.
Nice. We would call that the pre-planning phase officially,
There
but
we
that's what
go.
you're in. Nice. But I'll be glad to hear some of the details when you're able to talk about it, when you have a little more of it, put down on paper and you have some more solid info. Please, I'd love to hear about it. And if you need any kind of help, I'm sure the wonderful people here at the Luck Roll, here at the Sound Table, we'd be glad to give a hand in one way or another.
I will keep that in mind.
Absolutely. Kai, ongoing projects for you. And I almost feel like it's a loaded question by the dice roll, but seriously, ongoing things that are going on with you. What do you feel up to telling us about? You're one of the busiest individuals I know of, so hit us with your shot.
That's fair. Anybody who's listened to the first episode already knows some of this, but I record for the Luck Roll. I am in two different campaigns for the Dungeon Delvers. Um, and I also am now being a recorder for two more sessions, partnered with Dungeon Delvers that are doing their own thing that I adore. One of them, Shade is in, and I am having the funnest time listening to it. Um, and besides all of that and the editing and the posting for Luck Roll, I am currently on my way to create a video game based off of mental health, personifying depression, anxiety, and PTSD, and helping to find coping skills as and using them as actual weapons to not kill off, but defeat and overpower those mental health things so that people can learn healthy coping skills, learn like social networking, how that helps with everything, and kind of give ideas as to what this looks like for those who suffer from it, from those who do not.
You wonder why I call you one of the busiest people I know. That's more than enough on the plate to suffer overload, but you keep going, and I am more than honored and amazed by your work ethic. Holy. Um, I am
I
so honored to be working with you on Cope, and I'm hoping for like to be able to show some people some things in the future when we get something down. Like your game concept is amazing. Watching you play D&D for the Delvers, I've had a chance to watch your guys' content because I've done some character bios and stuff. You are an amazing voice actor, an amazing character actor. So seriously, give yourself a round of applause. Something nobody else does. Like hell yeah! And the
you're
editing you
making
do, the time you put in, you deserve it. Well, it's the only
the
thing I can
last
do. I'm
thing
an old man, you know.
the last thing that I'm hoping to get started is after watching Wild Beyond the Witchlight last night, which you were playing a part of. Um, I am so excited. I have the tools, and I want to start seeing if I can make some merch for the Luck Row Chronicles because so many funny moments happen, and I want people to be able to share those enjoyable moments and see those silly quotes.
You dropped the name of for that one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's a witch at the end of it.
I will edit that out.
Everything right? Did something happen?
Hello?
Hello?
You went robot for a second, but you're back
Oh,
now.
I'm back. Okay. Um, I'm also hoping to start making merch for some of the campaigns just because there's such funny moments that I think people would really enjoy.
Oh goodness, you're telling me. When we get to my segment of ongoing projects, I'll tell a story too from that. It's going to be some time before that content sees the light of day. My God, that's funny. Oh, so funny.
Great.
You literally
So
are
yeah,
one of the busiest people I know, and it shows.
I stay busy, but it's all for passion projects. It's all for things that I adore. It has given me, you know, I have many different things going on, but when it's something that you enjoy and when it's something that's not just you, but a group, absolutely makes it worth it.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. The more interaction you have with your team and your team back to you, it's just a feedback, right? Between the
Mhm.
laughter, the joy, the stories, and the drama. So much drama. So much drama. Dev, you talking about you work a little bit, you record a little bit, you do a little bit here and there, you play some video games, but tell us some things that have been going on with you if you're up to it. Like, seriously, we'd love to learn. We'd love to hear.
Well, alrighty then. I don't do too incredibly much, like aside from the work that I do here, because this is like this would be considered my extracurricular. But I have been pursuing streaming. I've been doing a lot of research on what I would need to start streaming because I've been told from multiple sources that I should do streaming. You'd probably be a good streamer. You're pretty funny. I'm sure you could get a following. And I've always been like, I've never really done serious streaming, but I've seriously started to consider doing streaming.
Love to see it when you get into it, man. Like, you'll have to let us know when your links are active so we can make sure to plug it.
Definitely.
We had a guest join us late, so I'm going to take a couple of moments to walk through the questions that they missed so they can give us their perspective before I answer on this one, okay? It's just fair. Tyrus, Fenrir, whatever name you want me to call you by this evening, make sure you give me an option because you have so many that you've gained working with us. So give a chance to first introduce yourself since you were kind of, with our schedule and everything, you were kind of, coming in late. But please take an opportunity to tell the world about who you are.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, either which way. Uh, my name is Fenrir, or Tyrus here. I prefer you call me Finn, or in campaigns you can call me whatever name I have equipped at the time. I like to do voice acting. I like to draw. I do a bit of editing, sound effect editing, general editing. I like to what else? What else? What else? Oh yeah, I am a assistant manager at Luxoft company. I'm pretty sure the name was. And I stream sometimes. I like to stream Valorant sometimes.
Very solid. Another Renaissance man amongst all the wonderful and multi-talented people we have working with us. Fen, seriously, thank you for taking the time to join us. I know the kind of the call out for it was a little odd because our start time was a little odd. We've been changing schedules for games lately. I apologize for some of the up in the air, but we're finally settling down. We've got a solid schedule. It's there. It exists. That being said, the questions that are on the table, okay? So the big one that we started with today is the differences between role playing versus acting versus D&D. So, where do you find the definition between these three? Where's your intersections? Where are your little white lines in between the cracks? Like, how do you see these three interacting for you in particular?
For acting, I kind of like go into character and I stay in character until they say we're done with whatever we're doing. Like with voice acting, I'll like how do I say? I'll start talking in the voice until they like notice and until they like notice and tell me to stop talking in that way. Usually they don't, so I just like keep the voice up until the end of recording. So as for role playing, uh, I don't necessarily have a voice for some of the characters I make. I usually just like use my own voice, either higher or lower pitch. But I guess for role playing, it's not like I don't get too deep into the character, not for too long at least. I like to stand
Okay.
there for like 2 minutes and laugh at what I said, and then just just step out.
Okay, so it's like a mental commitment thing. When you're acting in a performance, that's more you know you need to stay in that mindset. But for role playing for you, it's more just having fun on the fly.
Yeah.
Makes sense. How does it work with D&D though? Because D&D by itself is partially a role playing game. So where do you find that line between I can only be doing 2 minutes or so of this, whereas with D&D you have to kind of like maintain an order?
So for D&D, it's quite a bit different. I like to whenever it's my turn, I'll usually like stay in my normal attitude and like not really doing much. But if someone calls me for roleplay or I call myself for roleplay, I'll like jump into character immediately. You know, I'll hop out sometimes just like ground myself again, and I'll have to every time I hops onto my turn, the memories just like rush into my head, like I'm not sure exactly how to explain it, but like the memories rush into my head like exactly what I'm doing at that moment. Because I'm usually doing something else while campaigns are on.
Gotcha. So it's like an instant recall kind of thing. You've instinctually trained yourself to be in the moment without wasting brain time.
Indeed.
I can see that with the way that you function. I mean, you're literally fast-paced person, so it makes perfect sense, right? Your brain is literally wired similar to how I function. So you're you're literally on the same wire, man. So the larger question we just asked at the moment is ongoing projects. So anything that you have right now that you're currently working on, things that you're a part of, things that you might find interesting in, those kinds of various things in your life. What are your ongoing projects? We'd like to learn a little bit about them.
Oh, at the time, I only have one thing I'm currently getting paid for. It's a physical comic that me and my friends are starting. It's called the Time Zone. You know,
Hmm.
it's a pretty cool thing. Basic. It, am I allowed to like share the premise of the comic?
As long well, with us, you can share it part of the cost fine, as long as you're not since you're working with your other partner. If they don't mind you giving away the public information, I don't mind at all. That's kind of why we asked.
So, premise of it is basically it's like any other like fictional world. Everyone in the world has powers. There's a chosen few who don't have powers, and then there's some at the top that have like god tier abilities, and some at the bottom that have like something that you could that wouldn't really matter to daily life, even circumstantial. Uh, our main character Akai, he has the ability of well flames. You know, simple main character ability, flames, heat. You know, later in the story, we never mind. I'm not gonna spoil that bit. But he gathers a few friends, and main villain of the story so far. What we're willing on sharing is anytime anyone fights him, within 10 minutes they end up just straight disappearing. Their clothes fall on the floor. Their body is just gone. No one has a recorded. No one has a recorded any recorded video picture of anything of him fighting. There's just like one person who survived and could like and could like tell everybody what happened in those 10 minutes.
Hmm. Fascinating. When you have an opportunity, when the time comes, we'd be glad to share some of the artwork and some of the panels and stuff, so you can give you, some more eyes and some, serious advertising out there. Because this sounds like a heck of a premise. I'd love to read that.
Absolutely.
Heck yeah.
Like seriously, you guys get that big enough? Like I'll talk to my local comic shop and some of the others here. Like Faye indicated, they'd be willing to talk to others. That'd be a heck of a run to maybe show. Like that's awesome, dude.
We've already got the story done and developed. It's already completed. We just need to get the pages drawn and all of that.
Gotcha.
I
If
am
you have
so
any
excited to
like
do
what you can release to the oh yeah, if you have anything you're allowed to release to the public, like artwork or advertising stuff, make sure you get it to us for our socials, and we'll be sure to add a little thing out there. So get you a little boost.
Love to do that.
Absolutely. And that brings us to me talking about ongoing projects, and then we'll move to our last thing for the day, which is Am I the Asshole? The Second Coming. Ah, starting to love that. This may be a reoccurring segment for us because it is such a good, fun segment. If I have to be censored, oh well. Another fruit salad, yummy, yummy. Here it comes. Moving on. Ongoing projects for me. I am working with the Dungeon Delvers not only to be a campaign giver for. I am a DM, right? I've been doing D&D on the luck roll for months now. I previously ran another YouTube channel that was hijacked, and I unfortunately don't have access to it anymore. We had 7K subscribers, over 3 million plus views. It was called Bismo's Tavern. Now I'm run Luck Roll Chronicles with one of, I can't even stress this enough, the most amazing team in the world. And they help me every week bring entertainment, stories, and hilarity to life, usually at my expense, especially my dice rolls. But for the Dungeon Delvers, I bring a campaign to life known as Sakura Syndrome, while also playing a recent campaign, which I was featured in last evening with Faye and a couple others. Kai mentioned it. Um,
Whoops.
Witchlight, which, oh God. Oh, funny quotes, talk about things. I play a dragonborn by the name of Ollivander Longscale, who has the worst luck history. As a young dragonborn, he got drunk and made a deal with a chaos entity, not realizing this was actually a god in disguise. For having his magical breath cursed, he was given the ability to channel elemental might into his fist. He's a monk. However, every time he uses his breath, the bad things always tend to happen. He had his water skin go nuclear in front of him. Now he permanently hunts for a water skin that always seems to elude. They never stay. They will never stay. Poor water skin.
Oh, you've gone robot.
Um. Oh, not again. Is it back? Am I back? Where did you lose me from
You're good.
clarity? Where did you lose me? I can fix it.
I can't remember.
We got the majority of it. At
Well,
least
shit.
um, just
Right,
give
what?
a
Yeah,
TLDR
with
if you're not
Evander,
working on the thing.
if TLDR, old dragon with one wing. Every time he does anything, bad things happen. Uh, Poor guy, trying to be excited, sneezed, lost his crap. Magic happened. He got turned into a rabbit. And everything decides to stop being stupid. Welcome to technical difficulties. Gotta love it. How bad
I'm
am I?
sorry, that last one is
Am I
just
back yet?
stupid.
Please make sure you have that for outtakes. Am I
Absolutely.
clear or still Optimus Prime?
You're still going in there like every like few seconds.
Yeah.
You're still Autobots mode.
I am all see. It's because I'm talking of Ollivander.
So
I
Cursed
brought
breath.
up the
basically,
dragon and look comes.
Did his cursed breath hit your mic at any point?
Can, I think there's breath hit my internet. Okay. Okay. Kai, do you want to take a second to explain some of the funny moments?
Oh goodness. Okay. I did not get to see the first episode yet. I was supposed to watch that today with the editing, but then I forgot my thumb drive. But second episode. Um, funny moment. The poor water skin was one thing, with poor Ollivander getting so excited and then destroying it with his dragon's breath. Um, there's a character that was sitting on a little wooden unicorn for a carousel, and of course Ollivander was the one who started stuff. Had a centaur that wasn't originally a centaur; it was a whole curse thing. He's like, "Do you want me to help you not be depressed?" Essentially, and then he punches her to convert her into the way of the fist, and that
No,
causes
she was given the righteous fist.
the righteous fist. That causes a
She
whole lot
was
of chaos
given
amongst
righteous fist. The great fist decided to bless her. I'm just a vessel for the great fist wheel. I'll read back with the holiness guest upon me to rear my own little symbol of priest right in the center of the. As the great brawlers of the sky taught us, you hit hard, you live harder.
I
And
forgot his name. I
it
forgot his
caused
name. What was
entire chaos amongst the party for multiple different reasons that I'm going to leave for the actual show. But there were 4 or 5 different reactions that were going on that were impeding upon each other, and this poor centaur was just sitting there dazed. And the character that was sitting on the unicorn is just like, "So do we go now? Like, I want to go on unicorn." And I started laughing so hard at that character just being like, "Yeah, no, like I don't give a shit. I want to go."
Giddy up.
Uh,
I'm sorry, Sean. You sounded exactly like Gobber from How to Train Your Dragon.
uh,
Okay,
I
okay.
think
Now
my last
aha. Yep. Go
the
ahead,
last
please.
funny moment is I missed the original reasoning. There was a mention of moss, and one of the characters has moss on his armor. So he's just like, "Oh, moss," and decides to pluck it and eat it. And one of our poor other companions is just like, "Oh, that won't taste good. Let me press the digitation, try to make it taste good." Ah, that's bad. It is just
Uh,
there was so much chaos and it was great.
oh man, all I can say, rotten eggs, blueberries, and the Breakfast Club. You'll have to watch the episode when it comes out to understand.
Yeah, I'm so excited to watch the first one because what was your guys' obsession with breakfast? Oh, this person is a freaking werewolf. Let me just
Okay,
make breakfast. That might trigger him into being normal.
I blame Tina.
okay, okay, absolutely. So, give a little bit of context there, okay?
Mm.
It started with the very man covered in moss using a cantrip to make rotten eggs smell emit from him so he could part the crowd, to which the said lycanthrope, who's not transformed at the stage, decides, no, this doesn't now smell like blueberries. So you've had eggs and blueberries, and then somebody mentioned making it smell like bacon, toast. It just became breakfast. And everything just became a running gag about breakfast in random pieces. It was great. It wasn't planned either. None of these jokes were planned, okay? They just happened organically.
That's
Yeah,
what I loved about it. That's the difference between role-playing, acting, and D&D is the organicness of it.
it
Full
is
circle.
so much
Yeah,
fun. It's
I
legitimately one of
have to
those
say,
things where
Akai.
it's like I love watching the videos and the audios of the different things in Dungeon Delvers, Luck Roll, all of that stuff. And you can see when people get comfortable with each other and that kind of organicness comes out. But with this particular group, it was instant. Just everybody was able to work with each other. Like it was session 1, and I was laughing my butt off.
It was
My new
fantastic.
best friend. My new best friend. I've got 3 of them. I've got 3 new best friends. They're the best people in the world, not realizing they're trying to ruin. One of them's definitely going to try and ruin his life. But my 3 best friends, I'm loving it. So yes, you can make fun of me for the voice. The DM and I had a discussion what voice I should go with, and I made a joke about how to train your dragon more. But that was a instant clincher for who I needed to voice my
Oh
character
no.
as.
Oh
How do
no.
you train your dragonborn? Well, it's one drink at a time. Glug's entire bar.
All I can say is
There is one thing
this
I'm gonna have to
carnival
say.
has no idea what hit it inviting these people.
Yeah, this carnival just had Brent clowns. We've entered.
Yeah.
I have
Wild
to say
Beyond
the
the
line though.
Witchlight
It's
is
about why does
definitely
it
wild.
Faye, I can't help it. Just why does it smell like a great big pile of is that breakfast?
It smells like crotch down here.
It smells like crunch down
I
here.
want you guys to know I want you guys to know that that is something that one of my children said to me at the zoo when they were a toddler.
What?
It's great.
And
Oh god.
so my
Oh, that is
partner
so
at the
good.
time took them and put them up on their shoulder for the rest of the time that we were at the zoo.
I understand why. That's gold. That is
There
gold.
there are so many wonderful moments. I'm so happy you brought it to that campaign. Um, Other fun one is
Oh.
the you've never Shade has to do it. You've never seen a dragonborn bunny.
Have you have you never seen a dragonborn rabbit? Watch me breathe fire.
Uh, as Shade has mentioned, wild magic is a thing when it comes to Ollivander. And yeah.
My water skin broke. I had it. It was so pretty. I had it in my hand. She was beautiful. I just got so excited, and when I sneezed, it blew. I have ashes. I need to bury him. Okay, so I haven't released this like officially to the players of that campaign. I haven't told any of the others about this, so this is your sound table exclusive. The
Ooh.
reason why Ollivander is so desperate to have a water skin is because the day that his first water skin popped when he accidentally triggered the wild magic, it destroyed the monastery of the Great Fist.
Oh,
So the man literally watched his whole home and his water skin, and the only thing he can focus on, he's like, ah, I'll see them in the great sky. But my water skin broke.
I
Oh, he has
mean,
to search forevermore for the water skin.
that is a classic trauma response.
He's such an old dragon, right? He's starting to lose the sanity. Instead of being like, I need to bury the bodies, I need to respect the dead. No, I need to go get a new water skin. I'll see them
I
again
love
when I
it.
die, right?
I love it.
That was
Oh
just the
my
first thought that came to my head. The characters that I create have to have a fatal flaw. They have to have a fatal flaw. Something that makes them so broken mentally that it just makes sense. I had a character at one point back in the day. This was back in 2.5. He was a lumberjack. Okay,
What looks
thinking
like
Greek,
cake.
cleave, great step, might of the many. Like he was just designed to kill things. But if he smelled maple syrup, he would automatically have to make a fear check.
Oh boy.
I I really
Right?
just want to see Ollivander meet Elias now. The crazy old dragon with the himbo monk of the Path of the Dragon.
Oh, that's going to be fun. That's gonna be great. I recognize those moves. I think I shot them out when I was your age.
Hey, Dragonborn, cool. Wait, you can do it too? That's not
I
lightning.
could do a lot more than that. You ever see a dragonborn magic? Watch as I make a rabbit pop out of my hat.
Oh, that's fun. Can you teach me to do that?
As I turn into said rabbit with butterfly wings.
Oh,
It's gonna
Okay.
take you a little
even
while to
better.
learn how to do it. It's very difficult. This magic kind of hurts me. I got to tell you, it's not my favorite. It takes a while to wear off.
What happens if I throw you? Would you still be heavy as you were when you were big, or are you going to be rabbit-sized heaviness now?
Well, then I'm a flying dragon rabbit. What else did you expect me to do? Take off and fly, go into infinity and somewhere else beyond.
Do you want to try? Just picks him
That's
up and starts
great.
eating the rabbit.
I feel like this is where the DM
You just
steps in
hear
and
and
says,
holds,
"Are you sure?"
yeah, flying Scottish bunny rabbit. I'm going where I've never gone before, head first. That's so good. So good.
The fast hairball
Oh,
special.
bellissimo.
Elias would
Oh my
absolutely.
god, that's so good. A fast hairball special.
I very much think those two would be very good friends.
We may have to do a little something about that.
For those that are not aware, Elias is one of the characters that I play in a different campaign. Elias is a monk with Path of the Dragon, um, and he is an Asimar of the Lady of Luck. And he's dyslexic, and because of that, he just kind of decided, okay, if I can't read, I'm just not going to go to school. I'm going to go start wandering the world. So he don't really care. He's just like, I'm here for the vibes. And if you see a talking little bunny, it's just
I
like,
love that.
cool.
Bunny becomes a dragonborn. Wait, what?
Little men became big men.
I love that.
All right, cool. Do you go by the same
That
name,
boy
or
is
are you
rad.
Russian
unique now?
Elias. Russian Elias. Rabbit become dragon is very strong.
I'm gonna learn how to do a Russian
I'm
accent
so
just for that.
We'll talk. I can teach you. I'm very good with it. I
Yes.
fairly admit to a scaringly large degree. Um, Speaking of scaringly large degree, brings us to our last big topic of the night, so we can have some fun and more laughs. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to ask the question: am I the asshole? We're going to talk about some moments where we've been around the table, listening to some moments in D&D where we've literally either watched it in the media, had it happen around us, heard stories from our friends, where we have to ask the question, am I the asshole for agreeing with the DM or the player, or just not even having an opinion at all? We're going to have some fun with this one. So, starting with Faye, I'm curious, with your diverse history of D&D and making maps and stuff, what are some moments you could share where you had to go, am I the asshole? Or you look at them and they should be asking if they're the asshole right now.
Oh goodness, I don't even know where to start.
Maybe
Um,
roll a dice. That seems to be our thing.
it is my thing. Um, so I really don't know where to start. My brain is glitching right now. Um,
Too many options, cannot choose.
yeah, yeah. Um, I
Select
don't,
D for all of them happened at once.
yeah, like Fritz moment. Like if you could see my face right now, it's probably like in the most misformed thinking Winnie the Pooh, think.
You were active reliving all of them at once and trying to separate.
It might look a little something like that in the side chat.
Yeah, yeah, yup.
Eventually.
I know
So,
that feeling.
how about one of the maps that I shared, my DM requested me to make a domain because my character, and I need to know if my character was the asshole or not. She met this woman who I got a natural 20 for like a 27 on an insight check.
Ooh.
And
Ooh.
yeah, my character knew this was a hag. And so this hag had two sons, and my character married them and killed them in a sex ritual.
Hit about a what?
Both of them? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
okay. I just have two questions. Okay, that'll clarify this one. One, what was the class you were playing?
I was playing a warlock sorcerer. I started
Okay,
as a
that answers half of
sorcerer
it.
and then went into a warlock.
That answers half of it. The other half, and I can't help but ask, did you get rid of the one that was worse in bed first?
Yes,
I figured.
yes. And so my character, after killing this hag's sons, the hag didn't know that my character did it, and so I went and had tea the next morning and mourned with the hag. Am I
Oh,
the asshole?
I mean, that's a fine line, but with the fact you're playing a sorcerer and a warlock, I think you're not quite the full asshole. Maybe a smidge, maybe some asshole juice, to kind of dip in the tea, if you will. But nah, you weren't quite full asshole there. At least by my standards, I've seen worse.
Okay. Okay, cool,
No, that was
cool,
just straight
cool.
savage. Like, I'm gonna kill your kids, and then I'm gonna invite you out to tea, bitch. Sorry.
She wouldn't let me
That's
in her
great.
library.
That's the reason.
So it's
I mean, that's
pretty savage.
That fixes it. That fixes it. Not the asshole. The only thing that would
valid.
have been the asshole's been would have
Val-
been going right at the very end, going, by the way, they'd still be alive if you let me see the books. That would have been the asshole.
I mean, yeah, that would have been. Yeah, I bet that would have been the cherry on top, the asshole surprise.
But like if she's not gonna let
That
you
is,
see her
that is.
books, I get it.
Yeah, it was a very nice
I
library.
love that.
I
I
love it
love
so
that. Do you have any other examples? I'm so curious. Like, do you share?
Oh
That's a great one
goodness.
to start with. I'm curious. Do you have any other golden nuggets to share?
Not necessarily an am I the asshole. Um, my last campaign with my Sunday DM was a Vecna campaign.
Ooh.
Excuse me.
Ooh,
And he
okay.
wanted us to start good and go evil, but every time I made an evil move, he would stop me and make me do good things.
What?
I feel like he was the asshole.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel that way too. I'm like, wait a minute. You literally stopped a player from the direction you told them to take?
Yeah,
That's not normal.
Okay
yeah.
then.
So, yeah, but that character was a Minotaur druid. They were a halfling. Their parent was a halfling and a minotaur, and so they were a
And
minotaur. And
I feel bad for us
that's
because
what I was
Jesus
saying, the
Christ.
emphasis on the mini part, right?
yeah, it
Yeah,
was
I heard the emphasis on
fantastic.
the mini. I was like, wait a minute.
I
I love
loved
that.
that character. She was one of my favorite characters I've ever played. She was a Halo Spores
How many are
druid,
we
so
talking?
she would activate her spores and then charge into a battle.
Oh, I love
How
that.
tiny are we talking for a mini minotaur? Like, are we talking like average height human level or still shorter? Like, because you're halfling and a big old minotaur. Where did you fall in the line?
She was like 4'8", 4'9". She
Jesus,
was shorter
that's a
than
pretty mini
me,
dog.
but taller than an elementary school student.
That's not bad.
I love
Okay,
that.
okay. Now hold it. I okay, not doxing myself here, okay, with this information, but that's not necessarily accurate. My youngest is 5'4", like 5'4", 5'5" at 10. He is humongous, and he's in 5th grade.
So I don't want to crush his dreams, but I have been 5'3" since I was 12.
I don't know where he's gonna go. His elder brother's almost 6 foot tall at 14, size 14 sneaker. We don't know where I got them from, but they're just going.
I
He's
enjoy
some rookie
playing
I
small
numbers.
love him.
characters.
I have a really, really, really random thing to say, but there is
What
a
you got?
music creator called Tobuscus, and there's a song called Mini Tartar, and it's
Yes,
about a miniature
yes,
minotaur.
Tobuscus.
Mini Tata.
I
Yes, I know
need
that
you to
song.
send that to me, please and thank you.
Oh, it's so funny. It's so funny. It's in the same generation with like chicken nugget, put it on a biscuit, and mine the diamond. Like, oh man, that's a whole generation
I'm
there.
gonna put it in the side chat.
Oh,
Thank you.
please do. That's a memory down lane that right there. Just, I'm not gonna sing it for copyright, but man, that's such a good one. I hope you enjoy it. Oh,
Little post production where you can sing it. Mini Tartar. I love that.
it's so great. It's so great. Oh,
Oh yeah, those are my am I the
Ghosty.
assholes.
And I appreciate them. They are so good. I will be cherishing these. You have no idea. They're going in the repository of, hey, that's gonna be funny. Because it is. Ghosty, same question fired over to you, buddy boy. What have you seen that makes you either go, am I the asshole? Or have you looked at them and go, dude, I think you are the asshole? Like, where's your line?
All right, so the first one I want to drop. It takes. Last time we played this game and I was a part of it, I mentioned the first time I ever played five, and my character had to be, semi-racist, or well, not semi, very racist towards tieflings.
Okay.
And I asked if I was the
Okay.
asshole. But going off, it was the same group. We ended up starting the game, and even better is this is the first time I played Sentai, and I was working on his backstory, and I was like, at core level, Sentai is a criminal. We all know it. But I was pitching the idea to
I.
the DM, and one of the other players hits me that I'm the asshole because all I do is make piece of shit characters. I had my
Wow.
yeah. So I got the am I the asshole here moment of, all I did was make characters like, look, he's criminal coded. It's just what it is. It's not like he's gonna sit there and steal from the party. He's just definitely gonna sit there and steal.
He's got standards. As they say, you don't shit where you eat, right?
Yeah.
I don't
That
look
was
as a person who's made a dude. That's crazy. They called you the asshole for making a character like that.
oh yeah, like oh it I like I could tell you a whole story about that guy. He ended up being a problem for the group, and we ended up, like we didn't even ask him to leave. We just kicked him out. Like so, he was a whole different problem.
Pardon the code word, but it sounds like a warlord.
Oh, because I'm familiar with that little name drop, we're close, but I would still say this guy was worse than
Damn.
All right, look, that's an accomplishment. I accept hearing
him.
it.
Like the first, like
Oh
just to
man, the
throw it out
truth
there, that
hurts.
first red flag was he went to me and my friend. Now, me and this friend, we've been friends for like 8+ years, so we had our banter just like you do when you start becoming friends. You get that banter, and then he tried to sit there and say mine and that friend's relationship was toxic. Like,
Wow,
no,
wow,
we just know each other. Horrible. But
that's
I
great.
quickly follow you up with an additional "Am I the asshole?" Now, let me rephrase. I don't think I'm the asshole personally, but it's more of a is my character the asshole? So I'm
Reasonable
going to
defining
set
line.
the
I
scene.
can see that. Proceed.
So setting the scene on this one is we were at a royal ball, and we were maybe supposed to give up our weapons. I did not. Royal ball got attacked, and then at the end of the royal ball, we're standing there is like, hey, y'all just realized your little daughter almost got like assassinated over here, right? And you got these like two foreign dignitaries and the king and queen of the land. They're just bantering back and forth. It's like, hey, daughter almost got assassinated. Still bantering back and forth. Still bantering back and forth. So, for lack of better words, I pulled a Katniss and just launched an arrow right past the king's head. Of course, the NPC thought I was an asshole.
I mean, yeah, okay. Well, NPCs, like that's a whole nother matter. But like, that's just kind of common sense. Like, you tell the guy, "Hey, your kids are dead, and they're still talking. Your kids are dead, and they're still talking." Like that.
Oh yeah,
That's
it was.
just
They were just
accurate
like,
to D&D, but man,
uh, they just could not get their attention. Like, you want us to do something? You got some assassins showing up to kill your kids. You want us to take care of it? Oh no, no, no. We're just going to keep talking politics. Priorities, guys. Priorities.
priorities. Oh man, you reminded me of a story for my part of it. Oh, that's so good. It was so good.
I think I'll leave you with two for now.
Kai,
Lord knows I haven't.
th- thank you. Like seriously, we have so many times we can either go a second round on these, and I think we just might for tonight because this is so fucking hilarious. Kai, I have to ask. You have been a part of so many different campaigns. Where do you see the moment where you're looking at the DM going, "Am I the asshole for making you deal with me?" Or is it more of the Man, you are the asshole because I'm in your campaign and I see this. Like, tell us some stories. I've got to hear some of these.
Um, I'm sorry, I was doing something. Was that for me?
Oh yeah, that's for you. Uh,
Okay.
literally, I gotta know. You've been a part of so many campaigns. You've edited a couple of ours. Tell us some of your perspective of Am I the Asshole?
Here's my first question. Can I talk about one that wasn't D&D, but a different TTRPG?
Absolutely. Anything that is like Am I the Asshole related is on the table. All right.
Okay. So before D&D was a thing for me, when I was back being a core member for work, there was this TTRPG we were playing. I don't remember the exact name of it, but you're playing as like groups of people that are all variants. So it's like a human, plant variant, stuff like that. And I created these characters
Okay.
that all had similar names because I liked doing that. And it was like Pace, Face, Mace, and Kevin. Um, and I decided I was just
I
going
love
to
that.
be a jerk that night. And my all the other players were absolutely for it. And I think it was Pace was his name. He um he was just naturally a bad person. He sacrificed his sibling to Mecha Satan, stuff like that. Um, so that was a thing. But at one point, they went into a VR game, and he died in the VR game, and it gave him a heart attack, and he died in real life. And then he woke up from having his heart get restarted by somebody else, and he realized, I'm not going to be able to win this game, this racing game. And then I asked the DM, like, is there any way for him to do anything? And the DM's just like, well, there's another person right ahead of you, and you guys are driving over towards the lava waterfall. I felt really bad, but this was one of those moments where I was like, this is what my character would do, and I feel bad for it. He's like, I'm gonna die anyways. Revs up his engine and runs into the other car to make both of them go into the lava waterfall, and they both die of heart attacks. Am I the asshole?
Oh, I don't necessarily. Well, I mean, yeah, yeah, but it's for a good cause.
Here's the thing, like I legitimately was like, I don't want to do this, and the DM's like, only if you roll a 6 on a d6 will this happen. I rolled a 6.
He gave you the
I
worst
actively
odds. He's
did
like,
not want
here,
to
a
do
one in
this, but it
six.
was just like one of those moments where it's like, what would my character do? Or that's what my character would do in the worst way, and I didn't want to do it. Um, other am I the
Oh
ass
man.
bit? Um, in one of my campaigns, one of my characters died. Rest in peace, Halberd. My character and another person's character died when we did not have to. If the party had been smarter and working together. So we were justifiably a little salty, and we decided to play as a warlock and bard, and proceeded to, in the next session, we fought 3 ogres. My warlock cast slow, the bard cast bane, and then our paladin friend went and killed everything. While the others tried to be somewhat useful, we just slaughtered them all. And so the 3 guys in our group that did not help with the fight till we were dead, all just got to see us destroy everything and just sit there like, well, shit. Like everybody got real quiet after we showed ourselves like that. I kind of feel like the asshole for that, for just like
Wow.
being too much, but at the same time, it felt very good at the time.
I still don't think that's necessarily you being the asshole so much as living in the moment. I mean, D&D does kind of have that wonderful thing of at the end of the day, it is just a game. But I can
True.
see where somebody will look at that and go, "Man, that's an asshole."
It later on we had other conflicts going on, so we dropped that game. But that's how I then got Elias, and Elias is a very fun himbo, and he he felt like an asshole a couple times because in the middle of battle with different creatures, somebody will say something about like, okay, are we going to retreat or anything? And so he'll just stop the fight. Are we retreating? Or are we making them retreat? And someone's just like, kill him. All right, time to die. I feel like that's kind of an asshole move too. Give them a chance to hope.
A little bit. A little bit. A little bit. Yeah, maybe just a little bit of a lot of bit of a nowhere. Could be a lot of
Just a wee
it.
bit.
You never
Just
know.
a wee bit.
Oh, oh
Those are
man.
my main stories. I try not to play the asshole, but sometimes it just comes out.
I swear it's human nature.
Yep.
Let alone druid nature.
It's not my fault. He ran right into
Dev.
my truck.
It's not my fault, Batman. They
There's
found
no
me in the
laws
yard. I
against
had to do
Pokemon,
something.
Batman.
Seriously. There's no laws that says I can't find you in VR, Batman. I'm gonna dox you. We're gonna know who you are. Oh god. Dev,
So
I
here's
have
a
to ask before we devolve into these. What'd you say, Kai? I'm sorry.
for the future one. I have a character in the Curse of Strahd, despises the hell
Yeah.
out of Strahd. Would I be the asshole to my party if after he has actively killed my character once more, um, and the next time they meet, she does not care whether or not she dies, she just clocks him.
No, that's retribution. That's deserved.
Because the party's gonna have to deal with the fallout. She may just die and they have to deal with it, but like, oh, it would be perfect. Just he's not expecting it, come over, just whack.
No. Party will understand. They
Okay.
understand you. They'll understand.
I would hate to be an enemy of your character in any campaign.
Ah, that's great.
Well,
That's
she's a cleric of
great.
Kalimdor, so her entire thing is hating the undead, and this is Strahd.
The point is the point. Dev, I'm curious with your life and the way that things are going on with you and the people you deal with. Where are is your situations where you have stories to share with us? Like, am I the asshole? I've got to know, man. I'm sure you've wrapped up a couple by now.
That is quite the question. But if I had to answer honestly, I really don't have any stories where I never know whether I am or I'm not the asshole. Cause I'm quite the angry individual when it comes to me being angry. Like I get to a point where I know I'll probably say some things or do some things I probably shouldn't, but I usually stop myself before I get to that point. But when I can get to that point, I will say or do things that I probably shouldn't have said or done. But in the end, I either know whether have been, was, or wasn't the asshole. There have been cases where I am the asshole, and there have been cases where I know I'm not the asshole. And typically, I'll ask people around me, but I usually come to a conclusion pretty quickly.
Reasonable. Reasonable. You may not have been put in that position, but have you been around that position yourself or you've observed it in the wild, I wonder?
There was this one time where my sister she had admittedly she may have said some things that she shouldn't have to my mom, but she's always done things like that. Nobody really blames her all that much, but it was like she came to me and she was like, I was angry at mom for so and so, kind of a personal reason that I don't feel like I should share, because last time I did she got mad. But she said I may have said some things I shouldn't have said, but am I the asshole for being mad at mom for not doing this for me? And I was like, hands down, I can't really tell you, because you get heated, and I've told you before, like it's just not something you should let yourself get to.
Mhm.
Happens. Sometimes in the heat of the moment, we all say and do things we regret later because the anger does not care about consequence. Not at all. Ollivander knows personally.
So does Mint.
I'm just gonna say it. My water skin broke. Ugh.
Better than your water.
Oh, don't even. You're gonna make me do it. You're gonna make me do it. I tried to have ramen. Why you take my cup ramen? I just tried to have cup ramen. Why you take it? I just do it. Why you take it? God, why?
So I'm so sad I don't know that reference.
It's I trigger a
Am I
lot
the
of random
asshole because
behavior
it's a
from him.
Yes, it's a random stem that Kai came up with earlier today. We were having a conversation. Does that make me the asshole for forgetting that and just going ahead and go with it?
Am I the
Oh,
asshole for
okay.
like purposely triggering him into certain voices?
This is gonna be a oh man, we're in a spiral that's working so well. Um, oh god, Fen. Before I get to any of my lovely stories of Am I the Asshole, because I have a couple from my years of DMing. Let me ask you the same thing. From your experience, both being a player, being around different people in social life, I have to know, where have you seen some instances of Am I the Asshole?
So my instance just happened like a few minutes ago in said call. Um,
Okay.
so
Color me
I'm
confused.
at at the time, like right now, I'm playing my friend Ray and yeah, my friends Ray and Candy Bycorn. Uh, we have
Okay.
quite a sizable base. I built the underground, I built the storage, I built the crafting room, I built like many of the farms. Uh, and my friend Candy, she likes to organize. She has severe OCD. All right, she likes to organize things. I let her organize the storage a few weeks ago, and so I I come back to the server after like 3 days of being off, and I look at the storage. It's a little bit different than usual. I of course don't really care about that. I just like continue my business, and then I get an idea. I get a really good idea. Candy likes putting item frames on chests to you know clarify where everything is. So what I did is I shifted every
Oh
item frame
no.
once to one direction, and then I called her and said, "Candy, don't look at storage." She asked me, "What did you do?" so many times. I just ignored her, and I went invis, and I watched her as she crashed out in the storage. I have a pic- I have a picture of the storage, so you know how bad it was.
Oh.
That's the storage.
Ah, ah, ah. You messed all that. Oh,
Oh
oh yeah,
no.
it's definitely that by the asshole. You earned that one. You went invis to watch the crash out. Yeah, you earned
Yeah.
that.
Person who does the
That's so good.
organizing. Why?
Oh
Like, I get it, it is
Uh,
no.
hilarious. But as the organizer, it's like, oh no. Oh no.
oh no, a two.
Because like
It's so
Shade
bad
knows
though. I
this.
love
For a
that.
while, I was playing a game with the rest of the server with Dungeon Delvers, and my entire job was I just did the organizing. And anytime something did not work, I spent like 30 minutes fixing it. I'd come back the next day and something else was wrong.
The perpetually pissed kind. You know how many comments there were of who fucked it up again? Which one of you did it? Why aren't you telling me?
Shade was we would just be talking while I'm doing that, and I'm just like, and he would just start laughing. I'm like, they messed it up again. What part of food don't you understand? Why is there sticks inside with the food?
Who's eating the sticks?
Eat
We're not
sticks.
pandas.
You could eat sticks. What are you talking about?
I can eat
So,
sticks. I'm an anteater. What do you know? That's great.
so I appreciate the fact that you just messed with only the signs. If you had started moving around the stuff, absolutely you're the asshole. This one, you're only minorly the asshole. Because it definitely
You
could
know,
have been worse.
We're going to Kai, we're gonna have to invent like an asshole bard scale now, so that we can add it to the analytics. Like, how far on the scale do we find these?
I'm going to make that
Great.
tomorrow. And
That's
I'm
gonna.
going to
Oh, that's
put
gonna be
that
funny.
for the next time we have this segment. It's going to be a bar and it's just going to whoop, whoop, whoop. for how bad of an asshole you were.
That's so good.
At
Oh
some
I
point,
give
you
man,
should
you
that the
know.
five
fact that
and
that's
a half
live.
assholes.
Going
At
to
some
put
point,
I love the fact that dude, Fen, you said in that quote, "This happened during this call." That's what makes that even more concerning.
yes, I'm going to put a little like angry version of me moving that thing because oh my god, you guys can be the asshole.
I do have a suggestion. I have a suggestion
What you
for the
got?
bar. So what we could do if you guys want to like live stream this, you could have the audience vote on how bad of an asshole you are.
We could look
Say
into
that
live
again.
stream since you're talking about doing a live stream where we have the audience rank how much of an asshole the story is.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh God.
Just put a poll out for every single one of them so I can move it
yeah.
around. Oh
Oh man, that's gonna
goodness.
be great. We could do that. We could.
Absolutely.
That is a heck of a suggestion. I'm literally writing that down right now. I am the SpongeBob meme. I'm writing this down now.
Gets rid of one part.
That is-
That one part being the.
Oh
Please tell me
man.
at least one person
Oh
remembers
my
that
goodness.
episode, please.
I do. Because it's a very,
Yes,
very,
yes,
very
I do.
fancy tea.
The. Do you have any other instances you want to share with us of "Am I the asshole"? I mean, that's a pretty good one. I don't know if you can top that necessarily. That's live and fresh. But what else have you got?
Not that I could actually. No, no, there is one.
Oh no.
Because you're like, no, I reached into my Pandora's box. Please tell us.
So my my friend Xavier, we're gonna call him Xavier just for like I don't want to say his actual name. Uh, I tricked him into joining JRTC as of this year. So
Huh?
as of this year, he's in. I said I tricked him into joining JRTC as of this year. Last year I told him. Last
You
year I told
tricked
him.
him.
Yeah, I tricked him. Last year I told him JRTC is fun. We're pretty chill over there. We literally get to sit on our phones all period. I lied.
Oh
I lied so
no.
bad.
I think you just broke the
You
bar of
pulled the
am I the
recruiter
asshole?
on him. Oh no. I feel like I'm in a recruiter's office. Like, yeah, we're gonna send you to Panama. You're gonna get to sit on a beach. You want to go to
So
Hawaii and jump out of planes? We'll make you do that. Yeah, right. God
s-
dang.
so this year, uh first day of PT, which is physical training, was was Friday last week. Um I know he hated that. He hated that so much. And then the day at not the day, like a few hours after the period, once school was over, uh I tricked him into joining Raiders. Uh
He
Sean, you
trusted
know
you
he trusted me.
after
He still
this?
trusted me. But on
He
the
trusted you
on the
twice.
regular
Man. Mm.
on the regular PT for the let ones, it was terrible. It was way worse than first year. The reason being because our sergeant, uh, he loves to work out. Like he is a gym rat through and through. He managed Pete. He's going to be managing for the rest of this year. So we're going to be in shape, tip top.
Oh god.
And for
Oh
this
man.
year's for this year's PT, for the first day, we outside. We're in Atlanta, Georgia, so the heat is scorching. All right, we had to lay down. We had to lay down in the concrete, mind you, in the concrete. We did butterfly kicks. We did sit-ups. We did push-ups. We did so many things, and we were just everyone was sweating bullets. Everyone after the period, after we went to Fort and then came back to the building. He started getting dressed for Raiders practice. We got hydrated so we didn't get cramps. We stretched out, and then he learned what we were gonna do on the first day. Sean, I've told you what we did that day.
Oh no.
So for the first part of training, we put on 30-pound backpacks. and we ran 3.5 miles.
You ran
And
it?
then, yeah, ran. We could not walk. We ran. If you walked, you would get great. You would get points taken off, and those points counted towards your actual grade. So if you didn't run, you would either get a 0 or you would get 100. There was no in between.
No.
Yeah.
As
There's
someone who has
either
done the
run
black test
forest
for
or run to the
firefighting,
forest.
oh no.
Oh man, that's great. That's like run forest or I'm getting in the forest, run. Like there's no other options there.
After the 3.5 miles, our what was it, obstacle course right beside the building. It's like Olympic level obstacle courses over there. Like it's really big. Like if you went to a state competition, our obstacle course is about the size of that, maybe a little bit bigger. So we had to run that 3 times with the same 30-pound backpacks on us. We were dying after the first half, just absolutely dying, and that wasn't even the end of practice.
Is he plotting your demise? He
He
trusted
probably
you
is.
and
He
you put him through
probably
all
is.
of this.
He tried to back out so many times, but then I told him it was for a grade, and he knew he couldn't because his grades were low enough as it was.
Oh no. You hit it with the cha-cha slide. Oh no. Oh man.
Going to say 150% you are the asshole, but you're not. But here's the thing, he's also just a goddamn idiot for trusting you again.
I mean, I had already signed him up for Raiders without his consent before before practice even started. So I had
I'm
to tell
sorry,
him
why am I
after the
laughing?
period.
Oh no. Again, I have done the pack test where you have to wear like a 50-pound vest and walk 3.5 miles in 45 minutes. I cannot imagine running 3.5 and then doing more.
Yeah, and then after the course, we had to run down to our field. Now our bleachers, they're like I want to say like 30, maybe 35 meters tall. They're pretty big. They're pretty freaking big. And we have like, I don't know, seven or eight flights on on each tingy. And we have two different bleachers opposite of each other. Um we had to sit at the first flight, do 10 dips. If you don't know what dips are, it's basically like triceps, you I'm not gonna explain it. You can look it up. Um,
Facts.
hold on. So we had to do 10 dips. We ran to the top of the bleachers. We ran across and then back down the next flight of stairs that you caught, and then did another 10 dips there. So we did that for all of the bleachers, and then he thought we were done. He thought we were done after the first bleachers, and then I told him, running past him, we have to go do those bleachers over there. I swear I nearly saw a tear come from his eye as he trudged himself over to the metal bleachers in the scorching sun. He trudged himself over to the cement ones, and we have metal ones. We did the cement ones first just to like get used to the heat with our hands, and then we went over to the metal ones and did those the same thing.
Oh,
And then
you
I
cruel,
didn't.
I
cruel
might
man. I
have
love
to
it.
give my crown of being just the absolute worst to you.
That wasn't the end of practice. I haven't told you this. I haven't told you this, Miss Sean. We had to go back. We had to go back to the building. We rested for like, I don't know, 5 minutes. I really didn't want to count. I was just like focused on resting. We rested for like 5 minutes, and then we went outside. We took off the 30 pounds, and we did push-ups in a circle until everyone could get on their feet and actually do like 30 without stopping, which was not a lot. We were out there for like another 30 minutes.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm almost afraid to ask, but does this guy still trust you somehow?
I certainly hope he doesn't because I plan to put him through different things.
Like, I hope not. I'm gonna be even worse.
You're like, I hope not. His fate is now in my hands. If so, I
and
love that.
and the sad thing that was on that was on like well actually we did that practice on Thursday and we had to do it again on Friday. So he went through it twice.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you definitely are the asshole for that.
Again, you have broken the asshole bar.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have
thank
to
you.
make a
Just
whole
think
new
about.
bar for the extra asshole.
I guess it's a good thing I went for last then.
Please tell me I don't have to make
If the
another
bar's
bar
been
for
set,
you.
I'm about to crack the bar. We might even see some shards on the way up to the glass ceiling. All right.
Oh goodness.
Now,
Surpass your limits, Sean. Surpass your limits. Go plus ultra.
hernia. No, moving on. I have spent 30 plus years in this wonderful thing that we call Dungeons and Dragons. I've been playing video games most of my life, reading books, talking with people, living life, right? I've seen a lot of the am I the asshole moments, but my oldest had one recently. Now, mind you, we've been working on this house. We've been cleaning it, we've been preparing it. I've been taking care of my folks. My mom's health is not great. You can hear I've got a bit of a voice thing. My own health doesn't always stay great. But amongst all of the sea of dishes needing doing, lawns being cut, laundry being done, all these things you need to do for life, I've got a 14-year-old who's wrapped up like a burrito in bed, complaining that every time somebody asks him to help, oh, my back hurts. I have to work. I had Boy Scouts. I'm sore. I'm tired. And the only thing that I could say is, and I'm quote, man, when you get to be my age, you're fucked. I dead ass looked him dead in the eye. I said, when you get to be my age, you are fucked. Because let me tell you, you think you're in pain now? You think your back hurts now? Oh, you haven't even begun to understand suffering, son. You are still thin. You don't know what it's like to try to fit through a doorway and it's been built so narrow that your ass gets stuck. I do.
Oh no.
he,
Oh, I've got a
he
stupid thing in my head.
I was that fat in
go
middle school.
ahead.
I was there.
I I can't. I don't even know because I think it's copyright, but the Wiggle song.
Oh, oh
Oh,
no. You can share a video in the side chat, but no,
I
there's a
would love to
story
see
about
it.
that one. I did get stuck in a doorway trying to help a buddy move furniture because the doorway was narrow and I was not. And I couldn't turn sideways moving the furniture I was carrying because it was heavy as shit. So we had a good 20-minute impasse trying to figure out how to get me out of the door.
Pivot.
Okay,
There
so
was no pivot. I was still round. It was the same dimension all around. There was no changing.
Oh, I was referencing that Friends episode where they're trying to move the couch up the stairs. Pivot,
Oh,
pivot,
pivot.
pivot. Shut up,
you
shut up, shut up.
so I, as many of you know, was looking at different jobs, and I almost went for one that was going to be part time driving kids in a school bus. There's a part of it where you have to be able to go from where you're sitting, unbuckle your seatbelt, get to the back, open the emergency door, and get out, all within a certain time frame without and improper body mechanics. Minor issue.
Right.
Have you seen school buses? They are not very wide, and I am a wider person. I was running
Oh,
as
I
much
know
as
your
I could between there, and I just every single row thud 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 against the side. My hip was
I
The
making
know
hell
the
was that?
that.
feeling.
First time I ever knocked
I
myself out was on a school bus. I stood up, whack, head on the ceiling, went back down.
oh, Oh man, that's some memories there too. You're unlocking the school bus days. But no, I told you that part of the story because I was just part one. My son says this to me, and I'm like, "You are fucked." So I waited until he fell asleep watching his tablet. I changed all the passwords on the Wi-Fi. I took all the power cords to all of his video games and the TV, put them in a box, and I physically carried him out of his bed and put him on the couch facing the TV. And I waited. I waited until he was about to wake up, and I hit him with the 1812 overture blasting out of the TV full volume.
Oh.
Let me tell you, that child, as soon as it went, "Ba-da-da-da-da-da," burn, burn, fly up off the couch, like, what the shit? Don't tell dad your back hurts after he's worked for 12 hours straight cleaning and you've laid as a burrito watching some isekai that I can't even say the name of.
Isekai?
Some type of isekai anime that he watches. I can't even begin to think of what the name of it is
Explain it.
because
I
he
need to
watches
know.
so damn many.
Just give me a general description. I'll probably guess it. Trust me.
Like, is there really any difference between isekai? It's all the same in the end.
You are going to be pissing off so many fandoms with that one sentence.
Indeed,
I'm
me
aware, and I'm
included.
all for it.
Me included.
We'll, we'll,
when Ghost
we'll go ahead and earn my asshole points right now.
yeah, when Ghost is in the call, like, am I gonna be the asshole live? Oh,
Yeah, I've already
it's
Dude, you're
accomplished
so
that one.
so
good.
ready. Shade
I've already
earlier,
No,
accomplished
no.
that.
roast me. I love the engagement. Ends up being Ghosty that gets roasted.
I fucking love that. Oh, oh my god! Another one of the "Am I the asshole?" moments. Oh god! I'll give you a choice between two. One based on D&D or one based on real life.
I feel
Let's
like
go
real life would
D&D.
be much funnier. Actually, no,
Okay.
D&D has too much I mean has too
Potential.
many options. So I feel like D&D would be more funnier.
I'll start with D&D first then. Okay. Years ago, I was still learning how to be a DM. So of course, I'm following modules pretty strictly. And oh god, I can't even remember the name of this old TTRPG. It wasn't Dungeons and Dragons, but it was like one of those other ones. Like you read the book and go to another part of the book to see the adventure, like a pick your adventure style cut type of TTRPG. It was a D6 system, so it wasn't using D20s or anything. Um, I was just learning how to tell a story, at least in this regard, right? Because I'd never run this module. I didn't know anything about it. Halfway through the first session, I look at the players because they're trying to figure this out. I'm trying to figure this out. This game ain't making any sense. Ain't making any sense to them. I look at them and I go, okay, I'm gonna give you guys a choice. Do you want to play Curse of Strahd or do we want to set this book on fire? Immediately, the entire answer was set the book on fire. Now, am I the asshole for asking them to play for an extra half an hour just to make sure we were going to burn the book?
If they wanted to, if they if they chose to, I'm not sure.
I didn't say they chose to. I said, is it bad that I made them play an extra half an hour to make sure they wanted to burn the book for a reason? I was like, we need to test it. I was like 17 years old. I was like, we need to test it. All right. If we're ever going to do anything and, be like the next something, we got to test it. We got to know. This could be bigger than D&D. This could be the next big game. It was trash. It was absolute trash. I hated every single second of it. I hated doing it. But watching those four people bumble through how to roll a d6 and make it make sense, I needed that extra half an hour. I needed that in my life. I had to have it, okay? But Am I the Asshole in real life was a fun one. Oh man. Oh man.
Good times.
I was working at a haunted house. All right, this was back in the
Oh
2017, I
my
want to
god,
say,
that one.
2016, 2015, somewhere around there. Maybe I'd have to look at the exact picture for the date. It was years ago. All right. Now, I have a fair gift with pantomimicry to the where I can sound like other people really, really easily. So, working at this haunted house, I was a zombie working in a major area, but we were allowed to talk. So my shtick was I would copy the voice of someone in like the parties of people that would come up. And we would fill the whole area with fog machine smoke and we would make the one person disappear. So I would be the person talking to the group in the smoke until we walked out of the smoke and then their friend's gone and it's me. Now, you guys hear this part of it to understand. I made a firefighter shit his pants in front of a crowd of innocent people in the middle of a haunted house.
Oh no.
A 6'4", freshly hired firefighter that they made him ride on the back of the truck because they didn't want the scent of shit in the truck on the way back to the station. So at first, everything was fine. Guys talking to some of the people around. I'm getting a feel for like the one buddy's voice. And ironically, the guy doesn't sound that different from me. So I listen for a couple minutes and I'm like, I can do this. So I sneak up to the guy when the other dude, like the guy made shit himself, walks up to the commissary. He's like, "Can I play a prank on your buddy?" And he goes, "What do you got in mind?" I said, "I want to make you disappear and I can sound like you. How long do you think it'll be before he freaks out?" He goes, "Dude, the guy's a fucking chicken shit. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it." I was like, "Oh shit. Oh shit.
All
Oh
right,
shit.
bet.
All right. We're go." Now, I can walk on wood chips without making a crunching noise. So I would hide underneath the stage when people would try to find me in the smoke. So I duck underneath the stage. They'd be trying to figure me, they can't find me, and they can't find their friends. So building the fear, building the anxiety, right? Comes to the point where we're at the thickest part of the smoke. And I learned that he has a nickname that his buddy always calls him. So I hit him with the nickname. We're talking about like a fire. I didn't even know the fire fucking happened. I'm pulling shit out of my ass and he's buying it. We part ways from the smoke. The spotlights pop onto the area, right? Because we have rotating lights that move to like guide the people so they don't trip. The light shines, and there he is. And he's got a smile on his face. He turns around to talk to his buddy. Like you can see he's about to say something great. And then the eyes fall, the color fades, the fear, like he starts sweating really profusely as I'm sitting there, dripping fake blood. I've got some of my teeth blacked out with wax. And I look at him in my character voice, and I'm like, "Well, your friend was so very tasty. I can't wait to have you as my next entree. Come along, big boy. I like them extra meaty." Dude legit runs as fast as he can away from me. I'm not letting him escape. And the other actors know what I'm doing, so they've laid a trap. He runs into a fucking porta potty, and we're wailing on this thing. We're beating up on it. We're screaming at it. We're doing everything we can. And then everybody just immediately shuts the fuck up to make him think we all went away. He's shaking. He's trembling and shit. He's barely able to walk. He's leaning up against the fence. And here I am. I lean in real close because he hasn't seen me yet. I'm like, they're always sweeter after they've run. Dude immediately shits his pants, just right down the white shorts, just instantaneous brown.
Oh my goodness. I think I need to make a new bar specifically just for you.
I told
No, I don't
you.
even need a bar. I need to have a whole specific section that is just
Christ.
shade and see if anybody can reach shade.
Oh, and what's worse, I've shown you the picture from when I worked at that haunted house shade. Seriously, Kai, I should not be that scary at that age, should I? You've seen
I'm
me.
aware. I
I
saw
should
the
not be that
picture.
scary.
I
Yeah, you
saw the
did.
picture and
That's
I
what
just went,
scared.
"Oh yeah, I get the poor man."
For those of you that haven't seen it, let me see if I can pop it up in the side chat. I might even be able to have our editors, we can figure out a way to do it, pop a picture of this thing up. This is, oh
Do it.
man. Oh man. The fond memory I have of watching this poor innocent soul just completely shit himself. Like just all over. It was mm, Oh, and of course his buddy
Conversation.
comes sauntering up. His buddy comes wandering up from out of the smoke. He's got a fucking hot dog and everything. He goes, "Oh, looks like you had a shitty night."
So,
Okay, I'm sharing it to the chat now. It may take a second for it to load in. Yes, this is from Facebook. Yes, it is old. Don't trust the date stamp. It's older than that.
I sent a picture of what I
The fact that
thought
I
you
have
would
hair
look
should be
like.
scary.
If I'm afraid
No. You got it wrong. They didn't have that good a budget. They
good.
quite literally do not. They didn't have anything kind of a budget of costumes. We had to bring in our own stuff for our uniform. We had to outsource our own clothing. They just provided the makeup.
As somebody who doesn't
Man,
go
it
to
is
haunted
taking
houses
forever to load.
because I tend to punch, you would have been knocked, hit so many times, just automatic, and then I would have gotten I would have gotten my shit rocked afterwards as you parry and beat the shit out of me afterwards because I know you can fight as well.
Okay, well, we'll have to edit my mother's name out of there, mind you. But yeah, that
Oh yeah,
is what appeared out of the mist to talk to that guy that made him shit himself. That big pile of dead.
Oh wait.
My character's name was Eltar. All right, I was literally named Eltar. That's what they decided my character name would be. They did a fucking random name generator.
my
I've
goodness.
been waiting for you all. How wonderful for you to come to my wonderful abode. Make sure you enjoy the grounds. They're positively dying to see you. Oh
You
yeah,
are
I was in
going
their
to
commercial and
become
everything. It
one
was
of our
fun.
followers, night demons. Like the sleep paralysis
I'm
demons. They
praying
chase
for
you.
it. I'm hoping that we get a comment. Why the hell is he in my nightmares? And I'm going to respond. You asked for this. We see you there, David.
Goggins.
Random David going, what? But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is it for tonight. That is the Sound Table Podcast. We have brought you so much hilarity, some moments, some stories, and even better, grand tales of assholes and beyond. Thank you for joining us. As always, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification. Make sure you listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever the heck this thing's getting released to. Even I can't keep up with it anymore. Save me! But, ladies and gentlemen, have yourselves a wonderful evening, and we will see you next week. Very well, and thank you once again to our wonderful staff, editors, and guests for appearing. Farewell, and may the dice roll forever in your favor.